Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will talk about Toni Morrison. Toni Morrison was born in 1931 and died in 2019. Here is some important facts about Toni Morrison. Toni Morrison was an American novelist, essayist, and book editor and college professor. She won Pulitzer Prize for Beloved in 1987. She also awarded Nobel Prize in 1993. She very influenced by the writing of Jane Austen and Leo Tolstoy. Toni Morrison was the first black woman writer who was the editor of fiction in New York City. Her first book is Contemporary African Literature, which was published in 1972. In this book collection, she has collected the works of Nigerian writer Wole Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, and South African playwright Athol Fugard's works. After the 2016 election of Donald Trump as the president of US, Morrison wrote an important essay which was published in The Guardian. The title of the essay is Mourning for Whiteness. In this article, she has discussed about the fairness and privilege of the white class in the American society. She has also wrote a play, Desdemona, which is based on the title character of Shakespeare's Othello. Important works of Toni Morrison. Here we have arranged the important works of Toni Morrison chronologically. The first work is Bluest Eye, which was published in 1970. Sula, 1973. Song of Solomon, 1977. Tar Baby, 1981. Beloved, 1987. Jazz, 1992. Paradise, 1997. Love, 2003. A Mercy, 2008. Home, 2012. God Help the Child, 2015. Tar Baby. Tar Baby, the important novel of Toni Morrison. The tar baby means the black woman who can hold their things together. And this novel portrayed the affair between two characters, that is Jardine and Shan. They are black Americans, but they are from very different worlds. Jardine is a beautiful suburban graduate and she is a fashion model, and she was also sponsored to wealth and privilege of the street. And she, Jadin's aunt and uncle was a domestic servant. On the other hand, Jadin and son came to US to search for somewhere they can both at home and find some peace for there. But something happened different what they have thought, and the struggle for Jardine and son uh, has been portrayed in this novel, how they have been feel pain and struggle in the society. Bluest Eye, it was published in 1970. It was published in 1970, and the novel takes place in Loren, Ohio. And the novel is story of African American girl Piccola, who grows up during the age of Great Depression in America. And the novel is told from the perspective of Claudia McTeer's point of view. 9-year-old Claudia and his sister Fredia live with Mr. Henry and Piccola Breadlap. Piccola Breadlap is a foster child of that house. Piccola house burned by his father, who is unstable, alcoholic, and sexually abusive. And Piccola is a passive girl, and Piccola remembered that she is called ugly by the others and his neighborhood and his schools. That's why she wants that if her eyes will be blue, then he can gain the importance in the society. And the novel chapter has been taken from the character Dick and Jane. Dick and Jane, from these characters, the chapter of the novel has been taken. This novel has been told in the flashback story, and it has been set in 1941. And the inferiority complex of Piccola Breadlab has been portrayed. And at the beginning of the story, it is told that Piccola's parents, Charlie and Pauline, how they struggle as an African American in the America. One day, while Piccola was washing his dishes, she has been raped by his father. After second time raped, he flees away, leaving her pregnant. Then Claudia and Freddie become the friend of Piccola. These two girls help a lot to survive in the society. These two girls give their money which has been collected for buying a cycle. They give it to Piccola for their child. They also plant a marigold in the garden. There is a superstition that if the marigold bloom, then the child also be bloomed. But the marigold never bloomed, and we can see in the story that the child also died at the very short time of his birth. In this novel, the novelist talks about the racism, child molestation, and there is a numerous attempt to ban the novel from the school and libraries because of the pedophile concept in this novel. Another important novel, Shula. It is also important in the formation of black feminist literary criticism. Though she has also refused herself as being called a feminist, but the critics have taken this novel as a black feminist writing. In 1977, black feminist critic Barbara Smith, in her essay Towards a Black Feminist Criticism, advanced the black feminist literary criticism and infamously performed a lesbian reading of Sula. The novel Sula is the story of two friends, Sula and Nell. Nell belonged to a family who follows the social convention, and on the other hand, Sula's family break the social convention. Another important novel of Toni Morrison is Song of Solomon. It was published in 1977. It is the first novel where Toni Morrison used the male narrator. Before that, Toni Morrison's most of the narrator are from female. This novel was cited by the Swedish Academy while he was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature. And the title of the novel, Song of Solomon, refers to the book of the Bible of the same name, and it tells the story of Macon, a milkman who died a young man, alienated from himself and from his family. Milkman is a mentally unself and spiritually dead, but with the help of his eccentric aunt Pilate and his best friend Guitar Benz, he embarks on a physical and spiritual journey that enables him to reconnect with his past and realize his self-worth. Beloved. It was published in 1987. The settings of the novel is American Civil War 1861 to 1865. This book was dedicated to 60 million, 60 million and more. 60 million and more. That means it refers to the people died during the Atlantic slave trade. It's is inspired by the life of Margaret Margaret Garner, an African American who escaped from the slavery. The it is the story of protagonist Sethe and who killed 2 years daughter to save from the slavery. And the main important themes of the novel is psychological effects of the slavery. The novel end with the questioning me. Jazz is a historical novel published in 1992. The novel forms the second part of Morrison Dantescu trilogy on African American history. The trilogy begins with Beloved and ending with Paradise. Set in 1920s Harlem, and Toni Morrison Judge is a literary classic reflect the embodying the vibrant music and lifestyle of the Harlem Renaissance. Paradise is the last part of the trilogy, which begins with the Beloved and Judge. Morrison wanted to call the novel War, but was overwritten by her editor. The novel is structured into 9 sections. The name of the section are as the name of the first chapter is Ruby, which is the name of the town the book centers. The rest of the name of the chapter is variously in the life of the town and the convent people. The convent women are Mavis Grace, known as Gigi, Seneca Divine, whose name is actually Pallas, the Ruby women or children in this case of Submary and Patricia and Lon. Though the chapters are named for a specific character in telling the stories, Morrison tells the parallel histories of the town of Ruby and the convent of 17 miles south of it, and how the men of Ruby become intent on destroying the convent woman.